Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live, fans of the framework. I'm happy if you are joining me on your lunch break or joining me on potentially a day off. That would be just fabulous, because today we're going to talk about service and how your employees view giving a great, amazing, over-the-top service versus how you and your patients and their families potentially view it. So it's worlds apart, right? It's worlds apart. Because in healthcare, our employees know how much it takes absolutely to get through a day, for surgery to run on time, for labs to be drawn and put through correctly, for radiology to follow a schedule, plus fit all the inpatients in and all the outpatients and make them all feel welcome. It's like really, really tough to do all those things, as well as our employees can really grab the fact that safety and quality are job one. They get that. Both of you probably speak with the same language when it comes to safety and quality. But what we find as we travel around the country and work with leaders and their employees in healthcare settings is that leaders and their employees do not speak the same language when it comes to service. And definitely people who work in healthcare and patients and their families don't speak the same language when it comes to service. So when you ask, did you provide great service today? If you lead surgery or an operating room, your employees are going to say, heck yeah, we did. We flipped rooms all day. We got a bunch of cases done and we finished on time. Everybody was safe and we finished on time. If you're an ER leader, you're going to ask the same question, did we provide great service today? Your employees are going to say, heck yeah, we did. We got patients admitted in a timely fashion, like within an hour, and 3 people needed to be transferred and we got them out the door in 10 minutes or whatever. And then if you're a lab director and ask, yes, I provided great service today, I didn't miss any veins. So the patients, the families, your communities are thinking, isn't that what you were supposed to do anyway? Isn't that what you're supposed to do to begin with? Right? So how do you get people that work for you, as well as your patients and their families and your community, all on the same page? Three ways. Okay, my friend Cindy Chicker is there. The first way is to call the elephant out in the room. Okay, to actually physically teach people service standards. We teach our partner organizations the positive communication standards, which are our standards for service excellence. And there's a lot that goes into that. But you might have to say, hey, you guys, how we feel about service and service excellence doesn't match how people view us. And we need to learn a new way to think about it. There needs to be a shift in our thinking. I love the Maya Angelou quote. I want to read it to you. And she says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And really, that needs to be our mantra. People want to know that we care about them, that they're more than a number for us. So number one is to set standards and to really call the elephant out in the room, in that we in healthcare tend to feel differently about how service goes. We're more focused on quality and safety measures and productivity and efficiency, and our patients aren't really thinking like that. They want that too, but they want the frosting on the cake. So we have to call the elephant out of the room. Number two is measure. Right? Measure. Employees want to know that they're making a difference. How will they know unless we teach them? And I know that your patient satisfaction survey results can be really difficult to break down. They can be really difficult to understand. I mean, after all, they're made by data analysts and computer geeks. How are we, people who are used to providing healthcare and promoted through the ranks, of providing healthcare. I'm a nurse. How am I supposed to know this data analyst stuff? You know what? We got to get good at it. We have to learn it. We've got to practice it. We got to sign in more than once a month. When Sue and I were both leaders for our organization, and we had Press Ganey as a data vendor, you know, our customer service rep point blank said to us, your hospital will be more successful the more leaders that sign into the database and look at their data and try to figure it out, try to understand it, ask for help, and then report it to other people. It's crazy, but it's one of those things. The more we look at it, the more we talk about it with other people, the better we're going to be, the better off we're going to be. So when we go into an organization and we see that one person is in charge of interpreting and dispersing all of the data, that's not the right thing to do, right? Just like your organization might, you know, your department has a different culture than other departments. You have to interpret your own data, and then you in turn have to teach it to your people in language that they understand. And that's going to be different for every department head. It's going to be different between inpatient and outpatient. It's, you know, you have to know the answer for that. You know, so my suggestion to you as a leader is to know your data very well, be able to teach it to people very well, interpret it for them, put it in their own language and put it in plain language. So guess what? That means you need to practice it. You need to practice it. So, and I know I have a lot of outpatient leaders joining me today. Thank you so much, Amy, David, and Cindy. And, you know, what you guys do is vital. And here's the deal. Your data is often all mixed together as ancillary services, isn't it? So it really behooves you to know what your data is, speak your own people's language to your own people, be able to interpret it and figure it out, and then make them own it. Make them own it. People are competitive. People want to know how they're doing. You can't expect them to go on a diet and know how much they weigh, right? Or know how much they weigh, you know how they're losing weight without knowing how much they weigh is what I meant to say. So, you know, are we winning? Are we losing? How are we doing? You're asking us to do all these things and to commit to service excellence, but you're not really telling us how we're doing. Train them. Get them standards, take the elephant out of the room and let them know what the patients expect and teach them how to bring it. And then tell them the data so they know how they're doing. The third thing is we need to tell stories. Right? We need to tell stories. We need to make this really meaningful for people. And, you know, your data can do that for you by teaching, by displaying the comments, by posting the comments, telling trends. So, you know, what I like to do to really break down the patient experience for employees is, you know, when I was first training my ED nurses on service excellence, I kept referring to customer service, customer service, customer service. And, you know, I had a medical director in my ER who I called my work husband for several years. And, you know, his name was Dr. Olakowski. And he hated the fact that I was teaching customer service to my nurses. He hated it. We don't have customers. We have patients. And, you know, he's right. He's right. And now as I teach this stuff around the country, what I try to tell people, and I learned this from Danny Meyer in the book Setting the Table, is the true Webster Dictionary of customer service is an employee serving the customer of a company. An employee serving the customer of a company. What does that mean? But the word hospitality is a better way to draw a picture for your employees. The root word of the word hospitality is hospital. Hello. And secondly, the Webster Dictionary definition of hospitality is the generous and friendly reception of others, visitors, friends, and strangers. The generous and friendly reception of others. Now that is something that your employees can really wrap their minds around, isn't it? Generous and friendly reception of all who they come in contact with. Friends that they work with, their team, themselves, to treat themselves well first, their team second, and then they'll just naturally be a generous and friendly reception of everybody they encounter, right? Teach them the words, set the aim, let her rip. Okay. If you'd like to find out more about this, we invite you to go to our website, www.capstoneleadership.net. And please sign in our nursing cohort, our nursing greatness cohort. Leadership greatness cohort is going live soon, and we'd love to see your face on the list of signups. So please sign in and sign up. Thanks. Have a great day. And I want to let you guys know next week I'm going to do this at the end of your work day. See, and I hope that's helpful to you. Have a great weekend.